So it's a sad day. Not even a sad day, just a sad period for basketball. Especially for those of us in and around the age that I am. When you're in and around, like, if you're between the ages of 24 and, like, I don't know, I'll say, like, maybe a little bit older than me, maybe like 29, and you're now seeing the great players when you were a kid be washed. The great young players. Like, I'm old enough. Russ is probably like the first level of player that I'm old enough to remember going to college, playing in college, for UCLA, getting drafted, and then going through their career and being washed as a superstar level player. There was an injury. Like John Wall, yeah, sometimes when they just get injuries and they just fade into oblivion, you kind of forget it. But the problem with Russ is that it's not injury. He's just washed. He's just washed. He's still chucking threes. I have no idea how this game is going to end. I've been keeping an eye a little bit on it. Obviously, when it comes to the NBA, it's hard to watch every game, but I'll keep an eye. I'll see what's going on in games. But, they're down. As of right now, they were down 2 points the last time I checked. And Russell Westbrook just pulled up for an early shot clock three. And I'm like, that's all he can do? That might be all he can do now. They're actually up. In fairness, they are up. And Russell Westbrook is on the floor, giving them a grand total of 2 points, 1 rebound, 2 assists, 2 steals, on 0 of 7 shooting, and 2 of 2 from the free throw line, while being a -10 on the floor. He's just... The decision-making and IQ did not get better with age. And that's the saddest part about Russell Westbrook, is that he's going out so sad. I can't believe it. I still had a little bit of hope. Maybe because he was playing with Nikola Jokic. I had a little bit of hope. I was torn between Buddy Hield and Russell Westbrook for 6th man of the year. Actually, to be fair, and Alex Caruso. The three of them, when I made my predictions, I was torn. I had Buddy Hield written, and last second, I changed my mind and said Russell Westbrook. I said Russell Westbrook. Way too early in the year, but before the year prediction. I said this man. He's washed. He's washed. He is as athletic as I've seen someone his age not named LeBron James. He is a physical specimen. He's a Hall of Famer. He's an MVP. He's the greatest player in Thunder history. He's made a finals. He is easily top 75 all time. And he's just washed. So, the only thing when it comes to Russ is that every now and again he plays a game and it's like, oh my God, Russell Westbrook's back. Russell Westbrook's back. And it's like, no. Right now, I think we can all be man enough to admit dude's washed. He's absolutely washed as an NBA player. And saying this now, recording this before the game finishes, he'll probably go and win them the game. No, my luck. But it doesn't matter. He can have a good quarter. He can have a good half. He can have a few good games. Russell Westbrook, this is probably the last year we're ever going to see him play in the NBA. Because he doesn't do anything. Not a good defender anymore. Can't shoot at all, but will shoot. Can't really play without the ball in his hands. So, yeah. It's a pity. Because I was never a Westbrook guy. I was always a anti-Westbrook person, as far as I didn't want him on my team. I was always one of those it is better, Russell Westbrook is a championship deterrent. Nobody, no winning team should trade for Russell Westbrook. But at the same time, I loved watching Russ. I liked that he wasn't on my team because I didn't think he was ever the ceiling raiser. But I loved watching him. I loved watching whenever the Thunder played the Heat. Because, he would have a great game. He would ball out. He would always give 100% effort. And he still gives 100% effort. He's just washed. And it's a sad reality comes to basketball players where it's like when I think we have been, you kind of forget how old players are, if you get me. You kind of forget, like, that father time is a thing. Like, Russ is about to turn 36. Like, the athletic, undersized point guards are not supposed to be NBA players at 36. They're just not. It's just that LeBron James, Stephen Curry, and Kevin Durant have just shown everybody that, father time, not that it doesn't exist, that it kind of exists. That you can beat father time. Like, we've never seen the likes of it before. Yeah, maybe you can say we saw the likes of it with Jordan, but that was Jordan and Karl Malone, maybe. But the difference is Karl Malone was a post player where it's a bit different. You can play a little bit older if you stay healthy. Because, like, I'm telling you, if LeBron James wanted to play as a center or like a Draymond Green level power forward, man could do that till 50. Let's be real. A 2024 Draymond Green, LeBron could do that at 50. And Jordan was like an anomaly. But now we're seeing so many high-level players that you kind of forget how old Russell Westbrook is. You forget how old James Harden is. And, like, these are people that are, like, aging normally. They're aging like normal human beings. Aging like normal players. But the Steph, KD, and LeBron, the three best players of this era, the three best American basketball players, which is wild. Which is a wild thing to say. But it's the truth. They are setting, like, a level of defeating father time that we may not that we've not seen by individuals, that we've not seen by three individuals at the same time. Like, heck, you could argue in tennis for a while with Federer, Nadal, and Djokovic that back in the day, if you were like 32, it was considered to be really, really old in tennis. But then at, like, you were seeing it with the three of those, like Federer into his mid-30s, Djokovic now in his mid-30s, that they're, like, still some of the best in the world. Like, they're almost defeating father time. But yeah, the reality is for all of those players, there is an Andy Murray who does not defeat father time and gets lower and lower and lower until they're washed. And while it's looking like LeBron, KD, and Steph, the three of those, and are gonna retire near enough, not at the top of the game, but near enough to the top of the game. Russ, unfortunately, has had a 4 or 5 year period where, from averaging a triple-double 3 years ago and carrying the Wizards to the playoffs, to a horrendous first year in LA, and even worse second year in LA, then he goes and gets traded. A mediocre year off the bench for the LA Clippers, and then what looks to be just a washed shell of what he used to be playing right now for the Denver Nuggets.